Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thanking God for waking us up today. But without Him, He ain't had to get up on this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little late because, usually I know I do them a little early, but, my wife home, so I sleep in when she home, when she ain't got to go to work. So I slept in with her or whatnot or whatnot. You feel me? That was just my business. I just told y'all. I ain't even it's a cold day in Alabama. They saying it's gonna cold. Snow. If it do any kind of snowing, I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna drop it. You feel me? I'm gonna let y'all know. I might go live. I don't know. Outside video. We outside video. I don't know. But I might do that. But today, you know what I'm saying? When you come through the hill, man, if you could hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share the channel. Like I said, this is just a man reading the Bible. I'm not a preacher. I'm not trying to save nobody live. I ain't trying to do nothing. I'm just reading the Bible, and I chose to do it on live for me to be close to God. I can't do nothing about saving nobody else. God, I just want to ask for forgiveness for yesterday, the day, and tomorrow for my sin, cause like I say, you never know. You never know. But yeah, it's cold outside, y'all. Got to have that coffee today, boy. It was cold all night. It was just cold. Might have, finagle a little something, move around and this and that. But today, as y'all know, we on chapter 17 through 18. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna go too far. The promise of Isaac. Um, like I say, this don't last long. I'm not no preacher or nothing. I'm just reading the Bible, and I just chose to do it on live. God, I just pray that you watch over me and give me the knowledge and wisdom when I'm start reading this Bible, God. A lot of words, roll off my tongue with some understanding. As we start off, I say amen to you, God. We love you. Thank you for waking us up again. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I ain't seen nothing too much to talk about before this happened. So I ain't gonna what's called it. It's just cold up here. That's all I can say. My wife don't gotta go to work today, so I'm home. And, so my day started a little late, but it's still blessed that my wife ain't had to go to work today. She was off. So let's start chapter 17. Yeah. And when Abraham was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abraham and said, Unto, unto him I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect. And I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply the assembly. And Abraham fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Yeah, what's up, Wes? What's going on, my brother? Good morning to you. Dang, y'all hear that? Abraham is the father of all nations. Of all nations. That's deep. Neither shall they name any more be called Abraham, but their name shall be Abraham. Abram. His name was Abram at first, Abram. And then God changed it and told him his name going to be called Abraham. For a father of many nations I have made thee. And I will make the exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. Dang. Yeah, this real talk, man. This, like I say, I don't read the Bible as no religion. This book is not gonna save me because it's a holy Bible. It's gonna save me for the knowledge that's inside of it. God say only knowledge is gonna free you. So he didn't ever say man was gonna free you. He say man gonna fail you. So this book is a history book. Because once they let you know other things of, you already know that this book supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, was a book of religion. Y'all didn't hear me say religion. He said this is the story for nations. This man here, Abraham, is the father of nations. If you don't know what a nation is, You need to get in tune with yourself. Like I say, I don't read this book for to get no hallelujah and jumping around and all that. I read this book for as a history book. And let me see. And he say kings gonna come out of that boy that. And I would establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for a everlasting covenant to be a God unto thee and thy seed after thee. And I will give unto thee to the seed after thee either the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. And God said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. Why ain't saying a religion? Like, why ain't say like, if you turn Christian, the covenant is for you. He said for this nation. Y'all, I'll tell y'all, this is the history book. That's why I'm doing. That's why I do this, John. Cause this sometimes these passages catch me, and I be like, man, that's why I'm reading from the beginning to the end. This is my covenant, but with an open mind now. You know what I'm saying? With my eyes open. Now I'm reading the Bible with my eyes open. Now I'm not looking at this as a religion. I'm looking at this as my history book to get to know what my history. Everybody know Christopher Columbus came from, say he came over here to America. So I want to know what we were doing while we was in America. This is my covenant which ye shall keep between me and you. He ain't say everybody. He ain't say all nations. And thy seed after thee. You get it? Every nation under him. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. Man, that's a real that's a real one right there. 11. And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and there shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you. That just have to sink in for y'all. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generation, he that is born in the house or brought with money. Now that's a key word right there. Now that's a key word right there. Listen to this again. And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every man child in your generation, he that is born in the house or brought with money. Who brought with money? Of any stranger which is not of thy seed, and that is born in thy house, and he that is brought with thy money must needs be circumcised, and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. That means because we was all the same color. Don't get that twisted. We was all the same color. He hath broken my covenant. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sahara, but Sarah shall her name be, princess. And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear? And Abraham said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thy son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and he will make him fruitful, and will multiply him. And season 12 princes shall be he begat. 12 princes shall be he begat, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant, man, you know what? It's 12 gates of heaven. I just caught on to that. All right, we're gonna leave that right there. Yurt, good morning on Tennessee, Michelle. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were brought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the self same day as God had said unto him. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And the self same day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son, and all the men of his house, born in the house and brought with money of the stranger, were circumcised with him. Yeah, it's deep. This is a story you just didn't read like this at first. You always read it in certain ways, but when you read it with an open mind, it's a different story. And the Lord appeared on chapter 18, and the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day, and he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him, and when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground, humbled himself, and said, My Lord, if now I have found favor in the sight, pass not away. I pray thee from the servant. O Lord, do not pass by. Let's let's let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourself under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on. For therefore are ye to come to your servant. And they said, So do as thou hast said, bring. And Abraham hasted unto the tent unto Sarah and said, Make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal needed, and make cakes upon the hearth. And Abraham ran unto the herd and fetched a calf, tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them. And he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. And they said unto him, Where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, Behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee accordingly to the time of life. And I lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of a woman. Hey, shut up! Therefore Sarah laughed within himself, saying, After I am waxed, shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also. And the Lord said unto Abraham, Wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, Shall I of a surety bear a child which I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed I will return to thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid. And he said, Nay, but thou didst laugh. And the men rose up from this and looked toward Sodom and Abraham, and went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said excuse me. And the Lord said, shall I have from Abraham that thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and thy shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he had spoken of him. And excuse me. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down and see whether they have done another according altogether cry of it which is come unto me, and if not, I will know. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom. About Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, will thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure, there be 50 righteous within the city. Will thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which I am but dust and ashes. Peradventure, there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Will thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 45, I would not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again and said, peradventure, there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I would not do it for 40's sakes. And I can't take this. Hold on. This dog getting on my doggone nerve. Hold on. This shit getting aggravating. This dog, all this dog fucking do is ball. I'm gonna shot this. Now where the fuck my shoe at? I'm tired of saying shit up every fucking 5 minutes. Every fucking 5 minutes, the dog here. Steady just fucking ball. Hey, shut the fuck up! What's fucking wrong with you? Get your ass in there. Oh my God, that's how you walk. Shut the fuck up. That's all the fuck you do all fucking night. Shut up! That shit can't cry. I don't give a fuck if somebody trying to break it, son. Shut the fuck up. Oh, motherfucking day, that pussy ass cracker needs to get the fuck on, man. Excuse me. Let me finish this. And he spake unto him yet again, and said, the peradventure, there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I would not do it for the 46. And he said unto him, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak peradventure. There shall 30 be found there. And he said, I would not do it if I find 30 there. That damn dog, all night, all day, she barking at this white dude. That's, I don't even want to talk about it. Every move that the junkie make, she at it. But he ain't in our yard. Boy, when he in our yard, not when he just walking around in his own the yard that they let him be in. That's getting aggravating. And he said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet, but this one, the peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I would not destroy it for the 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham, and Abraham returned unto his place. Yep. Y'all know what time it is. That's 2 verses. Chapter 19 tomorrow. Hope y'all tune in. God bless. And I'm out of here, y'all. I got to take care of that doggone stuff out here. Appreciate everybody that came through West and Tennessee Michelle. Shout out to y'all.